Well, it is 8:15 in the morning. It's a Sunday morning here in Seattle. It's November 10th, and I'm on my way out of Seattle. After 3 nights in the Roadway Inn and 2 full days of insane transit explorations, I'm on my way out. And the way I'm on my way out is by catching the Route 574. There's a Sound Transit bus that'll take me directly to Tacoma. And now, why am I going back to Tacoma? Because I'm going to take the train to Portland. Now, originally, I had planned on getting the bus that left at 6:33 so I could take the Cascades that left at 8, because I know that Cascades runs with the Talgo set, and I really wanted to ride the Talgos. But in the last video, I got back to the hotel room around 11 p.m., normal time, and I realized I was not going to wake up in time for that. So I instead rebooked myself on the next available train, which happened to be the Coast Starlight, because the other Cascades was insanely expensive for some reason. But I'm going to try to see if I can worm my way onto that Cascades anyway. So join me as I go off to Tacoma. And if I can't make it on that train, well then, I'll just get myself some Tacoma breakfast. Now, despite the fact that our bus is going south, which is that way, we're actually getting on the bus at the northbound side, because the bus serves as a bit of a feeder for our Tacoma and Lakewood residents to get to the airport. So it does a lap of the airport, picks up any potential passengers, and then head down towards Lakewood and Tacoma. Oh, Link, you have served me well. And today I go to a city with even more light rail. Oh, there goes an Excelsior. Here's a very rare bus to spot, the DE60 LFA. Funky little thing. Let's go to Tacoma. You can see they're actually building a new link extension. More light rails. Where are we going? Here we are at the Federal Way Transit Center, which will soon be the terminus of the one line. With that, my luxurious MCI has brought me here to the Tacoma Dome Transit Center. It's, there it goes. It's currently 9:20 in the morning. The train that I booked myself on leaves at 10:43. However, I want to try my luck and see if I can score a ride on the 9:43 departure of the Cascades. So let's see if I can talk my way into a cheaper ticket, because when I tried to book this online, they wanted to charge me an extra $25 to ride the Cascades. So let's hope they don't. There's a little baby high floor bus sitting up there. So I'm assuming that this run of the Cascades is using Talgo equipment. It's very rare to ride Talgos in the US. The Cascades is the only train that operates them, and they don't operate north to Canada anymore. It's only in the domestic side of things. So I'm hoping that I can get a ride, but I also just checked in the waiting room and it's kind of crowded, because it is the Sunday of a holiday weekend, so maybe I won't be able to talk my way onto this train. It's Talgos. Oh my gosh, it's Talgos. There's another train pulling in behind it. But that one's Horizon, so. Why is it so far down there? That's such a funky looking train.
Folks,
It
if we're
worked.
on Vancouver, board right here. This car. If you're going to Portland,
I'm on a Talgo. Since I managed to get on the Talgo Cascades instead of the Coast Starlight, I did not get breakfast, so I'm in the bistro car. There's a whole eating car. The train cars are so short. Oh, these Talgos are so cool. Got myself a forward-facing seat now. Got the old Amtrak logo too. Here we are arriving into everyone's favorite Vancouver, the one in Washington. And this is where I'm getting off. My entire car got off, so let me join them. Thank you.
Vancouver?
Yep.
Okay.
Now that was a cool experience. One of the special things about the Talgos is that they're all articulated on one bogie, meaning that this is just one gigantic train set. Now that was without a doubt one of the coolest Amtrak experiences I've ever had. Very lucky that I not only was able to score right on the Talgos, which are getting harder and harder to find, but also that I was able to riz my way into riding it. Because technically I was supposed to be on the Coast Starlight an hour later, but asking nicely did the trick. Anyway, I am here in Vancouver, Washington, which is notably not Portland, but it is the closest city to Portland without actually stopping there. And the reason I chose to go here is there's a very loud plane. Anyway, the reason that I chose Vancouver is because I want to explore the C-Tran bus system. They run a couple BRT lines and a couple interstate lines to Portland, so I'm just gonna poke around here and then make my way into the city. Wow, I have a nice waiting room and everything. Man, they got model trains in here too, and history. Cool. So, Vancouver Station is also a little bit interesting too. Behind me are the platforms where the Cascades go, and then down there is where the Empire Builder goes. So, this train station is actually built on a Y, which I think is just, it's kind of unique. It's also a really nice design. Now, the train station is also a little bit far from everything, so I now need to start walking towards downtown. There's no buses I can take, there's no downtown transit center. It's just my own two legs. Now, as for the actual ride on the Cascades itself, that was a very scenic ride. It was really pretty, really rural through a lot of sections. But that also meant that the Wi-Fi didn't work and there was basically no service, so I didn't get a whole lot of homework done as I thought I would. But it was still a fun little jaunt. The route I'm taking seems to follow some very industrial areas that are also mixed with low-key dense apartment buildings. This is eclectic. Huh. All this new development is intriguing. Vancouver, Washington is not the place I would expect to have this many new apartment buildings. Something else that's interesting is that C-Tran, the bus operator that I'm here to check out, used to run Gillig Phantoms, my favorite type of bus, but they retired the last one about a week ago. And what's funny is I actually saw the auction site that they were auctioning them off on. They wanted $200 for one. So I very nearly became the proud owner of a Gillig Phantom, but then I realized how much of an expensive toy that was, so I spent my $200 elsewhere. This downtown area is so upscale. This is interesting. I noticed that opposite the transit center, there's a place called the Dandelion Tea House, so I'm gonna go check that out. Murals. Oh, they got a lot of murals. And right through here, there's the first Vine bus that I've seen. They use articulated Excelsiors for this service. But first, I'm gonna get a little drinky drink. Alright, is this one of those instant reaction crosswalks? Wait! I can't see, I don't know. Okay, I guess not. And with one Vancouver fog acquired, I get to go right across the street to hop on some BRT. So Vancouver doesn't seem to have a real downtown transit center, it's just this for the BRT. There's a nice little mural, there's a boarding platform. It's a very tight situation, which is interesting. There's cool little pictures here at the single boarding platform as I wait for my bus. So here comes a red line bus, but I want to ride the green line. So I have to continue waiting. This is tight. Oh, and there's my green line bus. Absolutely whipped it into the terminal. Damn.
Transfer to route 30 nearby.
That's down enough.
Approaching
We
Van
made
Mall
it.
Transit Center. Bay B. Transfer to multiple routes.
Well, after a decently quick ride, this Excelsior has brought me to the Van Mall Transit Center. Yeah, that was a good ride. I like BRTs. BRTs are cool, and this was definitely a BRT. The bus lanes were a little sporadic, but it was quick, it was fast, it got decent ridership. It had big stations, so it's cool. Anyway, I'm here at the Van Mall Transit Center because I'm going to transfer to the Route 80. And the Route 80 is a local route that's just going to take me to another transit center across town. But the reason I'm doing that is because after my next bus, I'll be on my way to Portland. You might notice the Vine buses don't have bike racks. It's because all the bike space goes inside, which seems to be a common feature in Pacific Northwest BRTs. What's interesting about the Route 80 is apparently we have a deviation to the C-Tran headquarters. After a bumbling ride through the suburbs, I am off of the 80 here at the Fishers Landing Transit Center, where I have a 3-minute connection now. I'm going to transfer to the Route 65. It's going to take me across the river to TriMet.
Approaching Sumner Transit Center. Transfer to TriMet and Max.
And so, C-Trans Route 65 has dropped me off here at the Parkrose Sumner Transit Center, and it's here that I get to transfer to the Red Line, TriMet. I'm officially in Oregon, and I'm going to take the Red Line to the airport, which is not exactly where I need to go, but my reason for doing so is that I need to use the bathroom, and airports always have clean public bathrooms, so let's go. Parkrose Sumner is kind of a annoying highway ordeal, which is less than stellar, but it's a quick transfer. I'll live. my time in Washington State, but here I am in Portland. I have a night here. I'm gonna do some transit explorations, you know, same thing I've been doing. And yeah, I miss TriMet. It's cool to be on light rail again. My next stop is the airport because, like I said, it's got a clean public bathroom and airport trains are cool. Airport, and we pulled in next to a Type 1 train. These are a high floor design, and well, they're scheduled to be replaced because they've been running since Max first started around 40 years ago. All right, admiring architectural beauty. Bathroom, bathroom, bathroom. Okay, with the bathroom successfully used, it's time to make my way back onto the train. Quick little stop. And now from here, I'm gonna start exploring Portland a little more. Because Oregon has no sales tax, I need to go buy some things. So I'm gonna take the red line to Gateway Transit Center, connect to the green line, and visit a Walmart. And so I just find myself on the next train that goes. So here I am off of the red line at the Gateway North Station, which is actually the newest TriMet station. I'm 500 feet away from the Gateway Transit Center, which red line trains heading towards downtown used to serve. But in order to avoid a very bottlenecky kind of reroute, they built this new train station 500 feet north of the transit center, so that trains can just go that way. Anyway, I'm just here to switch to the green line now. Gonna head south and visit the Human Zoo, Walmart. Uh-oh. My little one-car train is pulling up. Time to make a run for it. Well, very fast walk, more like. I do not condone unsafe behavior, so therefore, very fast walk it is. Looks like I had plenty of time to spare. Alright, let's go to Walmart. Now, after a quick ride on the green line, here I am at Southeast Fuller Road, where I'm just gonna walk down to the Walmart, pick up the things that I need. I need a new watch, a new little grippy camera tripod. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, the Human Zoo calls for me. Well, new watch acquired. Couldn't find a little bendy tripod for my camera, but it is what it is. My new watch acquired. That was definitely one of the more 2024 experiences I've had. Everything was under lock and key when I got the watch because it came out of a locked case. The person had to bring it to the register instead of me. Anyway, now I'm just walking to the bus stop so I can catch the Route 33. This is a bus route that runs every 15 minutes, it looks like, and I get to take that all the way to Milwaukee. Yes, Wisconsin. No, I'm just kidding. Milwaukee, one of the destinations along TriMet's Orange Line, so I can begin making my way towards downtown. Oh, suburbia. There's the bus. The stop is up that hill. Well, hill. I don't think it's happening. Yeah, it's not happening. Well, 15 minutes to the next one. Man. At least it's only 15 minutes, I tell myself. Wow, this stop is so nice. God, I'm glad it's not nighttime. Oh, they're going for it. Sweet. In just 15 minutes, I got transported from the crazy, awful Strodersville of the Green Line to this insanely quiet small town vibe. Fascinating. And it's here that I'm transferring to the Max Orange line. This is the newest TriMet line. It was completed in the mid-2010s and only runs every half hour. It's not a huge mystery as to why, but I'm gonna take this up to, let's see, what's the station called? I don't know what it's called, but I'm going up to go see a cool bridge called the Tilikum Crossing. Uh-oh. Well, this transfer was seamless at least. I'm gonna go ahead and not show my credit card to the camera. And onto the train I go. Ooh, it's one of the new trains too. And even better, nice. I love the back row. And so I'm off of the train here at OMSI Southeast Water for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is a very interesting multimodal stop. Number two, the reason is right behind me. TriMet is one of the only operators of Nova buses, specifically articulated Nova buses on the West Coast. It's just here, Stockton and Santa Barbara, I believe, on the west that operate Novas. They put them on their FX2 BRT route. And then number three, I would like to walk across the Tilikum Crossing. That's something I did last time I was here, and I'd like to do it again. Now, Nova buses, of course, are everywhere in the East Coast and the middle of the United States, but here on the West, rare sight. This station is also interesting because there's bus platforms, train platforms, and also streetcar platforms. Let's see, okay, I still have the signal, so I'm good. But the streetcars board over there. And this bridge is a no car kind of situation. See right there, we got the streetcar. Streetcar's always been slow. And the bus is waiting. Now, the situation in Portland is interesting because there's technically two rail transit systems. There's the MAX, which is light rail, and then there's the Portland streetcar. Two different systems, but fortunately, I believe it's all under the same fare, whatever. The trains apparently have to go a lot slower than the buses do. I find that funny. Cool. There's also a cyclist counter, which I like. And yeah, let's go to the other side. It would also be wrong of me to visit here without mentioning that there is a railroad museum way back there, but I don't have the time to go visit that on this trip. It do be like that sometimes. So here I guess I should just let you know what my plan is for the rest of the night. Once I get to the bottom of the bridge, I'm going to wait for an FX2 to show up so that I can hop on a Nova bus, one of Trivent's Nova buses. I'm going to ride that into downtown. From downtown, I'm going to hop onto a light rail train. I'm going to take that up across the bridge, the steel bridge, which I think is interesting because it's a mixed-use train and road and light rail situation. I'm going to take that over the bridge, hop on the streetcar, get myself some dinner, and then turn in for the night. It'll be a bit of an earlier night today because I got homework that might be due tonight. There is the FX2 in the busway. FX2 apparently stands for Frequent Express 2, so if any of the TriMet nerds want to let me know where the FX1 is, that would be great. I think it might be the FX2 because it replaced the Route 2. Could be wrong. As the sun sets, the clouds have come rolling in. Let the rain begin. Now, there are many faster ways to get into the city itself, like downtown, namely the train that's sitting in front of me, but I want to ride the Nova bus Arctic. And apparently the next FX2 isn't even a Nova, it's a Gillig BRT, so I have to wait for the next one after that. First world problems. I have to wait a whole 15 minutes. So currently, the plan is FX2 to Pioneer Square, red or blue line to 7th Street, I want to say, Convention Center, somewhere across the river, and then hop on the streetcar, and then get dinner, and then end the day. Nova. Good things come to those who wait. And I waited for this. that absolute crawl of a run, I'm off. Now it's just time to go to Pioneer Square and then hop on the red or blue line. And lucky me, it looks like I just missed one. No lights led to some crazy vibes though. I liked it. Oh, Pioneer Square. Perpetually running water fountains is a crazy concept to me as a Californian.
Like, I'm not having it. I'm traveling back to Northern California. Like, like, oh, my garbage bag. Beautiful, right?
After that little ride, here I am on the other side of the Willamette at the convention center. There appears to be some sort of convention going on. Shocking, I know, given that we're at a convention center. But I'm not here to stick around and find out. I'm just here to walk a block and then catch the Portland streetcar. And I'm not certain where I'm going to take it, but I am certain that what I want for dinner tonight is Chipotle. So I'm going to be navigating myself to the nearest Chipotle. There's a convention center, and there's a streetcar stop. So I've been waiting here at the streetcar stop for about 10 minutes now. Apparently there's a big gap in streetcars where I missed one, and then the next one is 20 minutes away, and then the next one behind that is 5 minutes behind that, so cool, thanks. But yeah, here I am waiting for the streetcar. I'm the only one left. Everyone else has given up. Oh my god, finally. Sparkly. I gave up. This is... I can't work with this. This traffic jam is insane right now. All 3 trains on the B line are stuck on it right now. So, there are 3 trains on the B loop, and all 3 of them are currently stuck in this absolute mess. I didn't really account for the fact that the B line in this section doesn't have shared lanes, so therefore, it's stuck in the gridlock. So, instead of drawing a nice pretty map and going across the river via the streetcar, I'm just walking back to the light rail. Walking back to, let's see, I think Rose Quarter is the closest one. So I'm walking back to the Rose Quarter light rail station. Gonna hop on the green line and make my way to my hotel. Oh, and Chipotle, I forgot about Chipotle. I have visited Portland a few times in the past, and I always remember the streetcars being slow, but this is a new low. And like, it's not the streetcar's fault. It's the city's fault for not giving it protected right-of-way, forcing it to just sit through traffic jams like that. I mean, now an entire line just doesn't have service because all 3 of the trains are just stuck there. So that sucks. Actually, what I'm realizing is I can get a bus assist. Ah, there's a fence in the way. Damn it. Okay, but if I can score this bus assist, then my life gets significantly easier. Oh, it's not even at the stop yet. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I don't know where if you're just going to Moda.
I'm going across the river. I was just going to go.
Yeah, come on in. Come on.
All right.
Just being silly.
The bus assist is not going as planned. I give up with this city. Traffic wherever I go. I was going to walk to the train, and then I realized the bus could help me, and then stuck in more traffic. I guess the Moda Center or something, some big stadium, there's a big football game, whatever, causing all this mess. So as usual, my life gets messed up by sports. Anyway, now I'm just walking over to the Rose Quarter Transit Center so I can hopefully finally get on something that'll take me to the other side of the river. This is what's been causing all my problems for the last hour. On the plus side, the train's right there. All right, so now the plan is hop on the green all the way to the end at PSU. Hopefully this works. Oh, it's not moving. Hey, no, those are the wrong lights. You should not be going away from me. All right, we are so back. Freedom! I guess at the end of the day, when no one else got me, the light rail still got me. Anyway, now I'm here in South PSU. I'm just looking for the Chipotle. This is also where the Green Line trains just sit there and turn around, apparently. Cool. Yo, Type 1. Those are getting retired soon. And very fortunately, my hotel is just down the street from this Chipotle. So I'll be able to bring my dinner back to my room. Now, with the goods acquired, I go look for my hotel. I'm staying in the Econo Lodge, Portland City Center, or something like that. Yo, it's another Type 1. I love high-floor transit vehicles. And just down the street, my bed. Well, here's the room for the night. And so that ends yet another, I'd say this is a successful adventure, up until the last hour and a half maybe. But I got to ride a Talgo, I explored Vancouver, Washington, and now here I am in Portland. So yeah, good adventure. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.